what we've been doing, like each and every class. Also, that I would like to mention, the brother Alom shared, I think uploaded that document on your Google Drive. He shared with you, so you can see that document, which is for, I think, 1 second, let me check what he shared with you. Is give me a second, let me pull it up. Okay, brother Alam shared the question, I think, interview question with you on Google Drive. So you should be, if you open up your Google Drive, you should see it there. Please let me know if you do not see it, then we can probably try to solve that issue if you do not see it. Okay, so these are the questions that you might want to also look at and practice. The questions that Brother Alam shared. Also, I'll go ahead, go around the house and ask each and every one of you to kind of tell about yourself. So kind of briefly tell about yourself, what you're doing. So hopefully that you guys get a chance to review the resume, the global resume, and look over what's on there and kind of organize your thoughts, how to give a introduction to yourself. So if not, then we'll keep on practicing it, and inshallah it'll get there. So brother Shajib, if you can please go ahead, tell me a little bit about yourself as a Sdet engineer, what you have been doing, and
thank you for asking. This is Nizam. So this is Nizam. I am very passionate IT professional person. So that's why my expertise goes on the different domains like healthcare, retail, finance. Masud bhai?
Yes.
So I am driving. I got one delivered. So yeah, like 5 minutes later, yeah. So after,
okay, not a problem. I'll ask somebody to do it. So.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Sister Nazma, can you please go ahead and tell me about yourself as Sdet engineer? That what you have been doing and for last whatever years of experience you have.
Brother, I'm not 100% prepared with my resume.
Sister, that's fine, not a problem. If you're not prepared, that's why we're here, right? To prepare ourselves. So you have to understand that, you know, if you're not prepared, if you don't say anything, that you're not going to be prepared next day. So you have to say something, whatever you have, and you have been, you have gone through the course, right? So whatever you have done, this would be your last project. Like, let me tell you how you're gonna say it. Like, hi, my name is so and so, and I am a IT professional. I'm in with the IT industry for so many years, and my last project that I have been working as a Sdet engineer, and I've been tasked with automating all the test cases for regression suite and such and such. So you just tell what you have done in a class. Basically, this would be your kind of last work, the story that you were telling a recruiter or the interviewers, like, you know, what you have done, what you have implemented, what you have worked with, what kind of tools that you work with, and stuff like this. So, you know, organize your thought in your head, like, okay, what you want to focus first. First thing that you need to do is like a first thing first. The last job is the first thing that you want to say it. And then you can also go back and say, also prior to my current project that I have been I have worked with this tool, that tool, or this kind of testing, that kind of testing. So you just go on and then you conclude your the speech at the end. So does it make sense, sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, let me try my way. It's like, this is Nazma. I have over 6 years of experience in the software testing and quality assurance, and experience in manual as well as automated testing of web-based and client-based applications. I work with different operating systems such as Microsoft Windows, Mac, Unix, and Linux. As a software test engineer, I was involved in all stages of software development lifecycle in multiple projects of different companies that I previously worked with, and I have good understanding of the development process such as waterfall and agile methodology. I work as a software development and have a depth knowledge of programming with J2EE, JSE, RDBMS, and SQL. I am expert in working with Selenium WebDriver, TestNG, JUnit, Maven, Cucumber, Jenkins, cloud testing such as SUSLab and Browser Stack, and generating various types of test reports. I have extensive experience in smoke testing, functional testing, positive testing, negative testing, regression testing, database testing, GUI testing, end-to-end testing. I have in-depth knowledge of SQL and SQL+. I am expert in creating documents like test plan, test case, test script, test scenario, requirement assessment report, test analysis report, test matrix, requirement traceability matrix, meeting minutes, post-mortem report. I have a good experience of working in waterfall and agile methodology. And what I have been done, my previous years. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Sister Nazma. Now, since you have a lot of experience that you've been working 6 years, and I've noticed that you have done a lot of different testings that you have mentioned. Can you tell me how do you guys do the GUI testing? What do you do for the GUI testing that you have mentioned?
GUI testing, right? Right now, actually, I can't tell you, brother. I'm forgot because I wasn't prepared with my resume.
Right. GUI testing is like a graphical user interface. Basically, whatever you do, the GUI is like a graphical user interface, right? So whenever you use the acronym, make sure that you know that acronym and what is that for, right? So GUI testing is a graphical user interface testing. How do you test it? You utilize GUI functional. Like you do GUI functional testing, basically you're doing the same functionality as Sdet engineer, that you are checking the graphical interface. And a GUI, it could be the images and the other stuff also need to be tested, like a design part of it needed to be tested too. So if the image has the code behind it, and definitely it can be tested by the tools and some of the graphical interface or the layout or the design, the decoration decorative images and stuff like those has to be done manually, verified. So you can say in some cases that you use tools to capture the HTML tag from the graphical user interface and verify that, make sure that those images or interface is appearance is correct. And also in some cases you could say that we also have verified manually. We did that. So GUI testing, those kind of things, anything you mentioned, I'm just trying to give you the hint and the point that anything you mentioned, just be prepared for it. I mean, anybody can go out. I know that they would not be, they are not supposed to be asking you because recruiters are not.
But I have to know it. Yes.
Correct. What if anybody asks any question, like if you say anything, and make sure be prepared, ready for it. Like anything on your resume or anything that you're looking at and preparing yourself, make sure everything has an explanation when question comes. Like, I could say, yeah, this person has a lot of experience. Well, let me just see it. I'm really interested to hire that person. And I needed to kind of verify that, yes, this person has a legit experience, right? So this is what you should do. So, well, thank you.
I have one question. Actually, I was confused. It's like GUI test, it is the image test, right?
Not really image test. GUI is a graphical interface, right? So if you look at the GUI term, is like a whatever interface that we go through. And so the GUI functional too, like through the GUI graphic user interface, you can do the function to it too, like or sometimes it could be the layout, page layout, image layout, and all of that too. So sometimes the text are on there too, like that can be tested too. So GUI testing goes out to two different ways. It could be graphical interface itself, just images, any text or anything on the page layout. That can be also considered as a GUI testing, and also functional testing you can done through the GUI graphical interface. So basically all the functional testing that we do, and as an asset engineer you're going to be doing through the GUI graphical user interface, because your code goes out, launches the application, and then it looks for the fields that you're looking for, entering data and stuff like that, or any of the link that you have on the page. You click on that link to take it to the next page, or the page is linked to. So that's how can be GUI testing. So GUI testing can go both ways. So if I do I want to see use a functional regression and GUI testing, then you have to differentiate what is the GUI testing you do. If you do functional regression you did, then what is the functional and what is the GUI? Then you can say, well, the GUI testing that we have done, also some functionality of the GUI graphical interface, also the page layout, image layout on the interface, and also the text on the page. So we have tested those too. So how do you test it? I mean, some of it can be tested by the tools, and some of it has to be done manually. Cannot be 100% done by the tool. Tool may not recognize all of it, so depending on what layout you have. So you have to kind of go in detail when they ask you the question. Hope that makes sense.
Murtaza, sorry, that time I was working also. That I was close to customer house, so that's why I asked that. So right now, I am okay. I am okay. Right now, I can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, please don't drive and talk. I would like you to pull up and sit somewhere, park somewhere, and then give a speech. Please don't do that. I don't want you to, get in an accident. So please be in a safe place, in a parking lot somewhere. Park your car and.
Already I parked my car. No problem.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, go ahead, brother Shajid.
Thank you for asking. So this is Nizam. I am very passionate IT professional person, and my expertise basically goes on manual and automation, as well as automation testings on different domains like healthcare, finance, and retail. So on those domains,
Brother Shajid,
last few years I have been.
We're losing you. I think we're breaking your signal. Your signals get broken. Sajid?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. I think your signal is losing.
Yeah. Okay. I start again. So this is Nizam. I am very passionate IT professional person, and my expertise goes on manual testing as well as automation testing on different domains like healthcare, retail, and finance. On entire software development process like agile, waterfall. Also, I work on those domain web-based and client-based applications in many different platforms like Windows, Linux, and Mac. So on those domain, last few years, I have been working as a QA analyst, automation tester, as well as business system analyst. So I got very good opportunity to work with many different knowledgeable people and different process. So that's why my expertise goes on preparing test plan, test cases, test execution based on BRD and FRD and design document. And those things I prepare in first time manually test cases. Of course, that I also automated that. For that, I am using database management project like Selenium WebDriver and Selenium WebDriver, some libraries, some other tools like TestNG, Jenkins, and refer regression testing. I am also using TestNG and various on various releases. I also use GitHub and all other tools. So for debugging and defect reporting purpose, I am using ALM, Jira, Microsoft Team Foundation Server, Rally. Those things also I am using in my project. So also I have very good knowledge in backend testing. Also I have good knowledge in Unix shell scripts. So mainly I have very good knowledge also GitHub, Git, and for SCSL and set up the SCSL, we are using also Jenkins. Those things also I have good knowledge. So that's all about I have done in my project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Shajiv, you look like a very good IT professional and very experienced professional. Well, we're very interested on you and would like to kind of go on more details about what you have done for your previous project that you had mentioned. You guys been using a lot of different tools for bug reporting. Do you guys use all three different tools like TFS, Jira, and ALM on your project?
Yeah, but my last project I was working as I work with a consultant as a contractor. So that time I got good opportunities for working different projects. So that time parallelly I used Jira. Also my another project that was Signa and another project was Coventry. So both are different. Also I worked that time also as well as retail. So because as a contractor with the consultant, so I work different projects and at a time. So so that's why I got good chance for using a lot of tools parallelly. So yeah, one project I use Jira and another project I use ALM. So that's why I have some of the sort of the knowledge, all those kind of tools.
Great, thank you. And you said that you do have experience with working with Selenium and the GitHub and other stuff. So we're looking for someone with Selenium expertise in that field, and we're looking for that somebody can take on the job from the day one. How confident you are that if we give you a task that you can start working and automate our test cases that we have? Currently, we do not have anybody on the team as an automation test engineer or asset engineer. So we're looking for somebody like you with a lot of knowledge. How confident you are that you can handle that, or you will be able to automate, and how soon do you think that you can automating our test case?
Thank you. Actually, I am very lucky because last project, current project, and last project I got chance for working. Because my previous project I started as a manual tester, so in the middle of the time I got chance for working automation testing because they start with automation testing. So that time I got chance from the skills level for functional regression test suite using Selenium WebDriver, testing the map, and all of the related tools. So that's why I got a chance from the skills level. Also, my current project I start in the middle of the time. So that time already they set up all of things. So basically, I got both kind of knowledge from the skills level, what I have to do, how to make the configuration, all of things I did. Also, in the middle of the point, actually, whatever they make the configuration, those configuration also I am used to. So I am used to all of the method in Selenium because different company they are using different kind of method, but all of the methods. Using same for same kind for same thing. So basically, what I did on my last project, I did basically I develop all of the test cases. Also, those test cases I try to generate in automation script in using Selenium WebDriver. So I have because mainly my prime responsibility was in Selenium WebDriver. In Selenium WebDriver, I am using for locator, many kind of locator ID name. Basically, it's very difficult for dynamic changing. So that time I am using SPath, relative SPath. Also, if some of the point is very difficult to find out the locator, that time I am also using image recognize, that is third-party jar we are getting from Maven repo. Also, my expertise also goes on third-party SQL jar. So that thing finally when I figure out, I don't find out the locator, that time I using that one. So also I have very good knowledge. So from the skills level, already I talk about that. Also I know that, how to configure, because I did not involve directly, but I know because in the configure time how to configure Jenkins with the Git and with the Maven. Also I have very good knowledge in form, project object model, and also page object model. So page object model also I was involved in there. So yeah, so all of the things in the so I got a lot of chance for working with different knowledgeable people. So yeah, my current project and previous project make me a lot of things for learning purpose. So yeah, I have very good knowledge all about things. Whatever, if you want from the skills level, if you want from the middle of the time, yeah, I can able to work. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Mr. Shajib. I know that you do have a knowledge about it, and you said that you haven't done it, although you are involved in it. But I ask you the confidence, how confident you are.
Yeah, 100%. I am confident. Yeah, sure, 100%. I am confident because I have all of the knowledge.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And you do mention a lot of stuff that I don't have no idea of knowing, because we do not have any automation guys in our team, in our company. So we're looking for somebody. We're not that knowledgeable, but make sure that if we do make an offer, if we decide it, then we're going to be relying on you, and that's what's going to be, you're going to be the key person. So I want somebody that I can trust and make sure that somebody can take on the job from the day one and get us where we need to go. So, well, thank you very much, and let us discuss with our team, and we'll decide, and we'll probably see if we can make a decision if there's any other candidates. If not, or we'll just make our decision. Thank you for your introduction, and thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you for giving my time. Thank you.
Yeah, Brother Shajib, thank you very much. It's like a very good. It is there, like you're hitting, but when you see things, like, try not to tell just a whole lot of details, and try to point out things. And one thing you can do that, I have experience. So I have implemented. Okay, I have implemented.
Oh yeah, I have implemented, but I was involved in design. I got it.
Knowledge, if you say knowledge, experience does not work on that. So
okay.
I
was involved design or implementation. Those kind of keyword have to use. Yeah.
Correct. So what I did,
okay, I got it. Okay.
Basically, as a recruiter, I'm in need, desperate need. That's why I was just kind of leaning towards you, like, okay, maybe this guy would know. But these are the words that, you cannot say experience or knowledge. The experience and knowledge would be like only time that whenever you see something, somebody else did it, that you have that knowledge and experience, like, you have experience, but you haven't done. So when you say I have implemented,
yeah, at that point I have a good experience. So instead of I have to use like I was involved in design and implementation level in Selenium WebDriver. So those things I am using. So I got it. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Also, you can say like I have done the setup.
I have done.
I have done or I have set up from the beginning, like from the scratch.
I use.
So we did,
yeah.
Right. So those are the ones that I use.
I got it.
Yeah.
So I used to. I got it. Okay.
Right. So thank you. Yeah. Brother Khalil, it's your turn, brother. Can you please go ahead? Tell me about yourself.
Thank you very much for giving chance. I have been working as an automation engineer for the last 4 years, and during the last 4 years, I heavily involved with the various software life cycle like waterfall model, B model, agile methodologist. Most of the time, I was heavily involved manual testing as well as automation testing using tools like HP Quality Center, ALM, Microsoft Test Manager, QTP, Selenium WebDriver, JUnit, Maven. I have tested client server and also web-based application. Work with multiple operating systems like Windows and Unix environment. I have successfully performed smoke testing, system testing, functional testing, backend testing, integration testing, regression testing, as well as positive negative testing. I have deeply involved analyzing like business requirement, participate requirement review meeting, provide input to ensure requirement makes sense, clear, and testable. Also, some of the project I reviewed the design document, writing test plan, test report, test case, test scenario, create test data, do requirement mapping, test execution, running the report, and log defect. I attend all the project meeting and walkthrough meeting, daily stand-up meeting, Scrum meeting. Yep. And in my last project, I do have an experience in my last project, the Selenium WebDriver, especially for the retail sector, and I use Cucumber there, and I also use the Maven, and also I use the JUnit. And during the last 4 years, I work like a automation engineer plus manual tester also. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Khalil. Yeah, it looks like that you do have a lot of experience. You have done a lot of things for your last 4 years of experience, and you've been heavily involved, you said, at the manual testing and as well as automation. So as far as the automation testing, we're looking for someone that you said you worked on a web-based and a client-server application. We're looking for someone that we do have a lot of client-server applications, and we're trying to automate those. And we're looking for someone with an expert level that can work with our applications and automate our test cases, because we're heavily involved on changing a lot of stuff on our applications, and our manual testers are kind of overwhelmed with their workload. So we wanted to bring in an automation guy that actually basically automate their test cases, so at least we can run some regression suite against those changes. So would you please tell me about how did you automate client server application at your previous project?
Okay. In my previous project, I started from the very scratch level, and I do have experience on like client server and web-based application both. And for the web-based application and the client server application, I do have experience both for my last project, and I use this tool, the Selenium WebDriver. And I use various kind of locator, and sometimes I use also the dynamic process also. So I do have experience also at some repository like Maven and repository JUnit repository and I do have also experience on the cloud testing such as like a source lab and the browser stack, and also have experience of generating like various types of test report.
So did you use the Selenium for client server application testing at your last project, or how did you test your? We're interested in our client server applications are heavily. I mean, we have in our projects actually various projects that we have, and we are looking for someone with a client server application experience, particularly if they can automate those. So what tool did you use for your client?
In my last project, I used the Selenium WebDriver.
I think the Selenium WebDriver is just for the web application. If I'm not making a mistake, I don't know about that.
Sorry.
I don't have much of experience about it. Like I don't know, but I think that that's what I heard. But I mean, that's what I was kind of puzzling when he said that he used Selenium, and I was trying to find out.
Sorry. Yeah.
So did you use?
No, for the client server, I didn't use the Selenium WebDriver.
Okay.
For the web-based application, I use for the. I understand.
Right. You get my point. Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. Sorry. Yeah. I try to.
So yeah, basically, so I'm just trying to pinpoint the what you said, right?
Yeah, because Selenium don't access for client server because that is for Windows. Yeah. So if you told, yes, I do client server application. So, but I am not using Selenium. I am using other tools like for Auto ID. Auto ID you can use, but in the real time nobody uses Auto ID for Windows application.
No, that's fine. He said it because I was trying to. He said he gets QTP experience. We can utilize QTP on a client server application.
QTP,
so that's why. That's why I was like saying that, because then next question would have been on QTP. He said QTP is QTP, right? So see, these are the stuff that I'm just trying to point out. I'm just doing a.
No, thank you very much.
The criticize or the. So those are the stuff that I'm trying to point out, that you guys are well prepared, right? When you say something, then you're well prepared. Because a client server application, they just talk between the client and server. There's no web browser or anything. So there's going to be a client sitting on your desktop or anything like that. And that application, that desktop application could be Java based or could be anything. And that one is not browser application. So if it's not a browser application, then you are not able to use the Selenium on the testing mode. So yeah, it's good. It's very good and slow and precise, very well, and it's getting better. So whatever you said, it was a clear, understood, and to the point. But at the end, when I asked you the question, like the repeating question, follow-up question, you were kind of going out of the way, because I particularly asked, make sure listen question carefully. Whenever they ask you a question, listen to the question carefully and answer to the point, because I was asking you